Marco Island, short-term rentals. What the?
Really, Mary?
I have David Vanavong with Island Escapes Vacation Rentals here in Marco Island, and this is a hot topic. So we're just going to dive in. David, what the heck is happening?
Oh, Mary, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's it was supposed to be a registration, but you know that turned into a 17-page ordinance now, an overreaching type of ordinance. Oh
my goodness! And you know, here on Marco Island, we're not really big on large government. So talk about this, because, you know, when it was first presented, and what, we're going to vote, right?
Right.
In August. What's the date?
28th.
August
23rd.
And by the way, we have stickers and everything else. If you support this, if you don't support it, we get that too. Because quite honestly, there are two sides to things. There are a handful of people that have renters that are causing problems. This isn't the entire island. This is a handful. So should we really overarch with this small town charm and small businesses to really step into that? David, what say you?
Well, you know, Mary, I agree. There are some issues that, you know, we aren't all perfect, right? I mean, the amount of complaints that we have are minimal. Noise, parking, and whatnot. Some of them are blatantly lies. You know, luckily for us now, Florida requires you to say your name when you make a complaint.
Thank goodness.
So that has gone down recently. You can't just anonymously call. You know, there's a lot of overreach into this where we already have some of these rules in place. The county already has parking, you know, parking rules, noise monitoring. You can call the police, you can call them, they'll come out and they'll make sure it's taken care of.
Right.
But right now, it's going to get this 17 pages of overreach is going to cost, you know, the locals, the residents, a lot of money if it goes through. We don't have enough manpower on this island to enforce these rules. Inspectors, you know, checking to make sure they have insurance. We are now, you know, this ordinance says we have to have homeowners insurance up to $1 million. The city doesn't require you to have insurance. Why? Airbnb already offers it with their platform. Anybody booking on Airbnb, you're already covered under their platform. So I don't understand why we have to get additional when it's breaking the law. I mean, not breaking the law, but, you know, additional to what we already have on the table.
Right.
So little things like that.
We have a lot of folks that are very concerned, and noise is one of them. And unfortunately, I do have a client that lives next to an owner that puts renters in there that are very noisy, and it's concerning to her. On our 80 by 110 lots, when you're close on the back, noise travels. We're on the waterway. It's just what happens here in Marco Island. But for kids having fun in a pool, you know, and you're annoyed, I don't know, David.
Well, Mary, you're right. You know, everything, it's putting, as you can see on Facebook, it's putting everyone against everyone. How, you know, you're going to have a short-term rental 1 week. You're going to call the police on them. You're going to have an owner come in. How can you separate the two? How would you know? And now you're separating different noise ordinances for, you know, tenants versus owners. It's more harsh on the tenants. They can't be loud. The city attorney wrote 19 points that outline imperfections on this ordinance.
Right.
And, you know, as he says about noise, the noise regulation is more restrictive than a current code requirement from similar statute in single family dwellings, whether it's residential single family or city zoning district. So we have a different code. This ordinance will provide us a different type of coding, noise ordinance, than a normal person. That's not fair.
The police department put their report out last night. This is dated July 18th of 2022, if you're looking at it later. And for January, February, March, April, May, and June, the first 6 months of this year, there were roughly 10 noise violations. 10. We're not talking about a lot. It's that handful of people that are spoiling the pot. But, you know, is it really where neighbors should be watching neighbor and reporting them? Or should we have the moment in time where a neighbor outreaches a hand to the neighbor? Hey, did you know that your tenant in there is having a bit of a problem? Or we do that. Why not go back to the neighbors of what we knew when we loved small town? I know my neighbors. I know their phone numbers. If there's a problem with their house, David, I'm calling them.
Right. And you're right all about that, Mary. You know, if you get too many calls, they will stop you from renting out. You can go into suspension as well. And if you get too many write-ups, you can't even rent it out as a short-term and as an annual after that.
Where are our ability to be Americans?
Right. We can't do any of that. I mean, at that point, what are our values of our homes going to be out here? You know, how's the market going to look? And what about our locals, our companies that survive on tourism? You know, our outfitters, our jet ski companies, you know, paddleboard companies. I mean, there's so many companies that rely on short-term rentals. The hotels are not adequate enough to supply the rooms. We work with the Marriott. Their overflow comes into our houses. So there's not enough room in these hotels. So you can't say, yeah, they can stay in the hotels. They can't. There's not enough.
Well, I don't know about you, but when I fell in love with this island, it was in the 80s, and I came here on vacation in a vacation rental. And when I'd walk the beach, it was, oh my gosh, what if I lived here? And what if I lived here in 5 years? And then it became the next month. So we all came here with a dream, and now the houses are moving up, you know, around us. We don't have as much vacant land as we once did, David. So we are a little more on top of each other, but the city was designed that way. I'll tell you, the Mackel brothers were amazing in what they did in the design of this city. And we've always had short-term rentals.
Right.
We've always had rentals. Why would we want to hold this just to ourselves? But to your point, gosh, can we go back to being neighbors? You know, what was the show at the time? Mr. Rogers, can you be my neighbor? Will you be mine? I don't know. That's all you have at this session of Really Mary, and we hope to see you vote no.
No, August 23rd. If you need more information, visit keepmarcoislandfree.com. The ballot and all that information is on there as well. Factual information, the ordinance is on there as well. So anything you need, feel free to reach out, you know, to their website. We're all together in on this. Or myself, you know, David at iescapeaway.com. Feel free to reach out. And I'm with Island Escapes, so give us a shout.
Call us. Vote.